Hello, I am live. So, this is not my normal day to go live. I usually go live on Saturdays, but I wanted to just come on here right now because I wanted to announce tomorrow I will be going live. And I also wanted to share this really fun reward that I used for my Outschool class. And you can adapt this to anything. You could use this reward on your phone. You could use this reward on your iPad. And if you have watched my channel, you realize that I use my iPad a lot. I do have the VIPKID iPad users group on Facebook, and there are over how many people in that group? Like, I don't know, over 3,000 people. And a lot of people use the iPad exclusively for teaching for VIPKID. Recently, there was a person who mentioned on the group that you can teach from your iPad for the Palfish company, and you could teach from the iPad for Outschool if you really had to. You might not want to because, if you have other digital rewards and digital stuff that you want to share, then you might not want to use your iPad, but it's definitely usable for Outschool, like maybe as a second camera, or you might want to sign in on another device for some reason to show something. I use it as sort of like a second monitor when I'm teaching for Outschool and for different reasons. Well, I just realized that I have like a math game, okay? And so what I do is I hooked up my iPad to my computer through ManyCam. Now, if you're doing Zoom and you don't want to do ManyCam, you could also do Zoom with your screen, and then you could sign into Zoom with your iPad or your phone into another window onto the Zoom classroom. But with ManyCam, I can make it small, or I can also make it big like this. And look at what I did. I put in math questions. So instead of doing flashcards, you could put in anything you want. You could put in math problems, you could put in questions, review questions, whatever you want. It only takes a few minutes. If you've ever done the random name picker thing for like meetups or whatever, you know how easy it is. This one is called the wheelofnames.com. So you can go on that. Like I said, you can go on it with your phone. You can hook up your phone. You could hold your phone up to your screen if you want. You can do this a few different ways. I'm doing this through ManyCam. You can also kind of like with your iPad, you can make this bigger like this so they don't see all the background stuff. So what I did was I had a little game. I had a game board, which is in my other video. I have like a game board that I made with Canva, and you can do that like on the, you can do it a few different ways. Like I can go from my iPad to my game board through my computer. You can do this a few different ways. But this is a way you could do the flashcards without having flashcards, right? So you roll the dice, your kid is going to go six, or you could just, play the game. You could just spin the spinner, 8, then you have, okay, the answer is like this. So you can set it up. You can either remove it or you can just close it and spin it again. And you can set the timer for whatever time you want. So if you want it a little faster, you can do that. Usually I do the first grade, so I have to give them a little bit of time, but I did make this a little faster. And so that's what I did. So you just put in some random questions, and it kind of keeps the kids looking, right? Instead of just doing the flashcards, they're looking up at the screen, they're watching the spinner. It's just something different for the kids to do. Everybody loves to watch a spinner. They love to watch the spinner. They love to see what's going to happen. And you could do this many different ways. Like I said, I used it for math, and I thought that was really awesome because I have first graders. Sometimes they lose attention. Like what I do is I try to do the same routine for my class, but then change up a few things. And so that was what I did today to kind of change up or yesterday to change up the way of asking the questions. Because my goal for the class that I'm working on is to get them to do their math facts, like to memorize their math facts. So that's how I do it. So isn't that cool? So you could do it like this. You could do it like the other way. You could make yourself spotlighted and make yourself big. And then they'll see the spinner and they'll see the board. And the kids love it. Another thing I do is I'll ask the kids to bring their own dice. And then they can roll their own dice. And it's kind of funny because once they figure out that they can always, I can't really see them. So they can just roll a 6 every time. But I just let them roll 6. I just pretend that, you know, it's all legitimate. Because my point is to get them to play the game, to just do the math facts, and to get it done that way. So I really love having my iPad next to my computer. It's touch screen. I also have in ManyCam, I'll have my screen with nothing. So then I can change things on my iPad and I can switch it out to anything. The other thing I really like to do is, you may have seen from my other videos, I like to hook up stars to apples. This is a feed Hello Kitty reward. So you can feed her all of these different things. Today we did the lesson all about vegetables and fruit. You can make these big. You can talk about all the different vegetables. You can talk about meat, eggs, and then you press the button, it's clear. And then you can also press the button and you have a whiteboard and you can draw anything you want. A lot of times I'll use this for spelling words. You can write right on the whiteboard. I have this little pen thing here. And so I love having my iPad next to me while I'm doing my classes. And I do know how to share my screen, and I'm working on doing that smoothly because that takes a little bit. You know, you share your screen, you want to show them certain things on your screen. I show them little videos. I do math with baby animals. So I'll show them a little video about some baby animals. I switch the animal every week, teach them a couple little facts about animals or that certain animal. And then we do our math facts. And so it's been a lot of fun. I really love teaching for Outschool. And I teach first grade math with baby animals. I teach bread making, knitting. I have a really awesome class of knitters. There's 2 sisters especially. They love to knit. They want to make mittens. It was so cute last week. I was working on teaching them to knit one, purl one. And I'm going to show you. So I'm showing them they know how to knit. They made some things knitting. And then I showed them how to purl. And the purling was a little hard for them to figure out. It's kind of hard to teach knitting on a virtual screen. And they have to kind of translate it, you know, to their own little world. And so then we had to do knit one, purl one. And this is for the mitten on the cuff. And they were having a little bit of a hard time with it. I do have some videos also that I send them. And they were like, can we just do it without the knit one, purl one part? And I said, well, if you don't do the knit one, purl one, you don't get the accordion effect kind of thing. And they're like, well, then we just have to do it. It was so cute. So these kids are amazing. I love teaching on Outschool. If you have kids that you want to do something different, Outschool is a great option. If you want to take a class from me, that would be great. But there are so many other classes. And if you have a student, you don't know what you want them to take, you know, private message me and we can talk about. I have lots of friends who teach lots of classes, reading, specialty classes, art classes, all kinds of things. And if you've never done Outschool before, you can get a free class, like up to $20 off your first class. So that's a really good thing, is you can, get that credit from the company. And if you get a friend to join for the first time, they get a credit and you get a credit. So message me if you're interested in that. And I will also post my links below. If you're interested in teaching for Outschool, you can also message me below and I can help you through the hiring process. It's, it's not that hard, but you might want somebody to give you some tips and have some personal coaching for that. And, if you're watching this and you're familiar with the online teaching companies, a lot of the online teaching companies do offer a one-time kind of a finder's fee. We find the teacher, we help them through the hiring process, and the company gives us one-time bonus. It's not a multi-level marketing scheme or anything like that. It's just a one-time bonus for your time to find someone who wants to teach on their platform. And I am teaching for VIPKID, and they are still hiring new teachers. So if you're interested in that as well, I can help you with VIPKID. And I also am hired for GoGo Kids. So I can help you for all of those. And if you, message below, follow my videos, you can be my friend, right? There's a really cool teacher community among the teachers in all of these different companies. And it's just been one of the greatest benefits. And that part does not cost anything. We just have some friends. We help each other. We make videos. We ask each other questions. And that is just an extra bonus beyond money. And it's been a wonderful experience. I have met teachers all over the world, actually. I have the VIPKID iPad users group, and I have teachers on there from other countries, or they travel to other countries, and they share videos. They tell me how their iPad has helped them for VIPKID. Maybe it helped them so they didn't lose their class that day, or maybe it helped them when the power went out and they had to switch to the iPad real quick. Or maybe that's what they use as they travel. They just took their iPad instead of their computer. And so I actually have one friend who lives in Ecuador, and she called me one day and she's like, Cindy, what do I do? I'm in this really terrible situation and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh my goodness, all I can do is pray for you right now, right? So I prayed for her, and we've been friends ever since. Because God answered her prayer and he took care of her in a special way. And she uses her iPad as a backup. And that was how we became friends. So the online community is really amazing. And it's been one of the greatest experiences of the whole teaching online thing. And also there are lots of teachers who are teaching beyond VIPKID, beyond Outschool. They're helping other teachers. So they're teaching ways that you can improve your teaching. For example, I took Amanda Panda's Manicam kindergarten course. She also did a course on emoji, make your own emoji. She also did a course on boom cards, which I'm still kind of figuring out. That's really cool. That's making your own flashcards. That's also something you could do in the Outschool or other ways on your virtual journey. You can even use boom cards as for your own kids, like if they're in school and you want them to have some flashcards. They're kind of like virtual flashcards, really cool. So there are lots of teachers that are doing extra things to help us as teachers and as we're growing and learning the virtual opportunities, right? There are lots of opportunities in the virtual realm. But also, I don't want to ever say that's all there is right now. I am also networking in my own town, in my own little circle in real life. And tomorrow we're going to be talking about gardening. I'm going to be a friend of mine is going to teach me more about gardening in person. Last year I tried gardening. I had some great videos on my seeds and how my garden started, but then my garden did not do very well. So I have another opportunity, right? Because it's a new season. Spring is coming. And so I would also urge you to reach out to your neighbors and friends and find ways to connect with people in your life, because there are people that need people and some people don't do the virtual thing, and we need that interaction with our friends and family. I had a friend recently tell me that she has some backyard buddies, when they just get their chairs and they sit in the backyard and they have their visit that way. Find ways to connect with people. Don't let anything replace that. We need that one-on-one in person kind of thing. So I just want to share that experience with you. Rebecca, I was just sharing with my friends here that I have this spinner reward, which I have on my iPad. I hook my iPad, as you know, next to me. And this is what I did today or yesterday for my Outschool class is I put my questions on the spinner. And I know you do math and you could do any questions, or you could do vocabulary and do the spinner and just ask the kids, what a certain vocabulary word means. And actually I made that a little bit too small. So it's kind of a good way to do flashcards or, review or whatever you want to do. You could even put would you rather questions on there if you want. So I just used the wheelofnames.com. There are several different ones out there, but this is the one I used because I use this for my online class. So that's another thing is I am having a knitting meetup for VIPKID. So if you're a VIPKID teacher and you want to join our knitting meetup, you can look on the calendar. It's through Eventbrite, but also if you go to the VIPKID event section, it looks like I have 5 signed up now. So it's called the VIPKID Knitters Social Circle, and it's on Eventbrite, and that will be March 26th, Friday at 10 a.m. So I hope that will work out for you guys. If not, you could message me behind the scenes. Let me know what kind of time works better for you. I did one in the evening, but it seemed like people really kind of like the daytime one. And last time I had 30 openings. I had 30 people sign up, so I was completely full, but only 15 actually showed up. So that was kind of a bummer. And Mindy, if you're still here, I did figure out why the code didn't work. So I was on the wrong spot. I was on Eventbrite trying to get the code to work, but I needed to go on the VIPKID app to accept the codes that way. So thank you for bearing with me. If you did come to my meetup the last time, I'm learning the process. It's kind of a lot of different steps to be able to host the event. And so I'm figuring that out so I don't have to ask as many questions and I know more what I'm doing. But we had a great time sharing. One lady was making socks, blankets, all kinds of things. Some people crocheted. So you can bring any craft you want and you can visit with us. And it was just amazing to meet everyone. And everybody was so excited to meet other knitters and crocheters. So if you want to, and also the 3 people that got the swag from the store. So every time there's a meetup, they give you 3 codes and you can go on to the store and you can pick whatever you want with that coupon. And everybody was so excited what they got. I think 2 people got a puppet and 1 person got something else, but it was all stuff that they wanted. They're like, thank you so much. I got this and I got that. So they were so excited. So you also have a chance of winning something in the meetup, and you also get 25 tokens. So that's also great. All right. So thank you guys for watching this video. And I hope that this gave you a good idea for something you can do to spice up your classes, maybe one of your classes or something. And it's free. It's free. And you could, like I said, you could do it on your phone. You could do it on your iPad outside of the class. You could sign up with your iPad separately and do it on Zoom. So those are some ideas. So thank you so much for watching. And hopefully tomorrow, right after classes, same time, same place, I will do my regular Saturday morning Chit Chat Live. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.